Yo, what's up, Grind Gang? How you living, baby? I hope you're living and loving your life, that's for sure. Man, my name is Rodtheplanter, and I'm here today to just try and help you understand the law of attraction so that you can apply it in your life as effectively and efficiently as possible and manifest your absolute best life. So today I really want to talk to you about belief systems. You know, a lot of us think that it's our thoughts that are controlling our reality, but that's really just the surface level of it. Honestly, what's really controlling your reality and creating the experience that you have out here in this world is your belief system. So a lot of times when people think about the law of attraction, they think about it from a very physical binary standpoint of that, like A equals B, A plus B equals C. You know, like if I think Ferrari long enough, then Ferrari comes to me. And that's not necessarily true, right? If you're thinking of a Ferrari or wanting or wishing for something like that, but you don't have a fundamental belief system that you deserve that, right? That is something that comes about from the actions and the thoughts and the processes that you've been taking, well, then it's never going to come to you, right? And this will happen, like a lot of us say, well, oh, I want this. Like this year, I'm going to manifest a 6-figure income for myself, right? Or I'm going to manifest the love of my life. But then we don't actually come out and do anything, right? We don't take the actions necessary, or we don't leave the house. You know, we don't go out to meet people. We do nothing that allows these things to come into our life, right? Like in the way we've witnessed the universe operate so far, our life operates so far, we've noticed that, you know, the money doesn't just fall from the sky, does it? It doesn't just, like, I've never seen a hole open up in my ceiling and just $100,000 fall in my lap. I've never seen that happen. So we subconsciously know that, yeah, we can want or wish or say, you know, positively affirm that we're going to get this money or that, you know, we're going to get this relationship. But if we're not actually taking any action or opening any avenues or routes for that to happen to us, subconsciously we'll still have a belief system that that's not actually going to happen for us, right? Because we won't see any way that could be possible. Now, your words and your thoughts and your actions do a lot to, you know, create your beliefs for you, but it's your beliefs in the end that are really causing you to take those different actions or to do things in a certain way, right? Say if I had a belief that I was a poor person, right? Like maybe I came from a poor background, my parents weren't very wealthy, their parents before them weren't really very wealthy, and I've actually never experienced wealth. And I kind of thought that, you know, there's wealthy people who are wealthy and they have money and they pass money on, and then there's poor people and we're stuck here in the poor people. This is actually a belief that I did have for a long time. Now, I grew up middle class, but like I used to attack wealthy people. You know, I used to think like, man, this guy's an asshole. He's got all this money and he doesn't take care of nobody and they won't do anything to help. These were belief systems that I had that subconsciously I kind of thought that people with money were evil, you know, or bad people. It wasn't until I started exploring these ideas of the law of attraction and started to learn how my belief systems were controlled and made up completely by me. I started thinking one day, I started asking myself, I said, well, don't you want to be wealthy? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I definitely want to be wealthy one day. And I was like, well, are you an evil person? And I was like, well, nah, I'm going to do good. I'm going to be good with my money. Like, I'm going to help people and I'm going to take care of things. So then that really started to challenge that belief that I had for a long time of, well, they can't all be evil. If I want to be wealthy one day and I'm not going to be evil, then all wealthy people can't be evil. And now, of course, this is just an example of one belief that I had, but it's a way and an example of how beliefs control us, you know? Here's another example. Let's say I think myself as a strong person. I work out on a day-to-day basis. I like to take care of my body just like I like to take care of my spirit and my mind. So what if I said I'm a strong person? Is that true? Yes or no? Well, it's actually completely subjective, you know, like who's to say what strong is or is not? You know, it's all kind of really comparative. Like if I'm looking at a He-Man, you know, well then no, I'm really not that strong. I'm kind of weak. But when I'm going to lift up heavy things in the gym, or, you know, when I look at myself in the mirror, I feel strong. You know, this is how most of life is, right? It's very negotiable. It's all very relative, you know, and we got to remember that no person really knows what's going on out here. Guys, I see this happen all the time. Sometimes people won't come out and they won't make art. They won't make videos like this, or they won't make their songs, or they won't, you know, do whatever their talent is because they're afraid of it being good. that's all subjective. There is no reality of what is good and what is bad. I hear music all the time that's just pure crap. I think it sounds like trash to me. But yet still, it's making millions and millions of views, or people out there are loving it, right? It's because there is no such thing. I don't get to decide what's good or bad. Neither does the next guy. Nobody gets to decide whether you're ugly or pretty or strong or fast or deserve that or don't deserve that, right? It's this belief system. We create these beliefs, these ideas about how we think the world is, how we think our life is, what we think we deserve, what kind of person we think we are. A lot of times I see people who are afraid to be confident or say things like, I am strong, or I'm good looking, because we've been ingrained to believe that that's conceited, or that's being full of yourself. It's like our self-deprecation a lot of times is more celebrated in our society than being proud of who you are, or thinking highly of yourself. So it goes far beyond money, but you can see that how somebody who's been conditioned over time to think that they're an ugly person, right? Maybe, kids called you ugly all through high school, and so you really started to think that the reality of the situation was that I'm an ugly person. How that could really hold somebody back from going out to find love, or to be as confident and attractive as they possibly can, because all those things really flow from the inside. It's your personality, it's your vibrations that make you far more attractive than just your physical body, right? Which is all subjective anyways. But you could see how that belief system could really hold somebody back from finding their true love, right? Same with, like we were talking about earlier with money, about people who think that it's a hard task to make money or hard to go to the gym, right? If you have a belief system that's a difficult process, working out, and you're like, well, I get all sweaty and it hurts, and it's like all these things, these beliefs about that process will really hinder you from wanting to go, right? And it gets really tough to get yourself off the couch where you're nice and comfortable and feeling great to go do something that you believe to be hard. And then you might have those other beliefs, well, I'm going to work all this hard, I'm going to do all this, and I'm barely going to lose any weight anyways. All these diets are fake or fads anyways, right? So you just really got to be careful. What are my belief systems? The thoughts in themselves are just a building block towards creating solid belief systems. And so now what I want to talk to you about is like, how can we develop the healthiest belief systems that we can? Now, look, I'm not here to tell you what to believe, because like I said, again, who the fuck am I? I don't know. But I do know a couple ways I do know what you should look for in your beliefs, and that's, do they serve you? The things that you believe about yourself, are they limiting? Do they make you feel small? Do they make you feel uncomfortable or unworthy? Or do the things that you believe about the world make you feel empowered, make you want to go out there and do the thing you want to do, or be the person that you want to be? Do you feel like they're actually helping you create, or do you feel like they're taking away from you? I remind myself all the time that everything that I know was learned from somebody else, right? Everything that I know or think about the world, every belief that I have, was learned from somebody else. So a teacher taught me that, or my parents taught me that, or a friend taught me that. And so I started to absorb, inundate, and just consume myself with thought processes and patterns and beliefs that made me feel more like the people I wanted to be like. I listened to their audio tapes, and I read their books, and I studied just nonstop these people, right? I stopped hanging around people who were negative and tried to tell me that the world was a bad place, or that you'll never be wealthy, or that it's not possible. I stopped listening to those people, right? And the more I did that, the more my beliefs changed. It wasn't just about thoughts. It was about really filling my brain with people and ideas that were contrary to the ideas and people that I've already seen now. This is why it's so important for us to get out of our bubble sometimes. You hear that, right? About how you have to really travel and see the world, meet new people, because exploring other people and other people's ideas and other avenues, watching videos on YouTube, all these things do so much to expand our view of what the world is. That's why a lot of times that hate and things like that can perpetuate over time, especially in places that are a lot more isolated. You got to think, like, there's some places where they don't have access to the internet, or they don't have access to people and ideas outside of their small culture. And so that's what they truly believe. Let's take it way, way back. There was a time where people actually believed, and some people still do, that the earth was flat and that you could just go to the edge of that and fall off of that. And that was a serious belief. And so think about how that belief controlled people at that time. People were really afraid to go out there. Like, you was not sailing out there. You was like, yo, we can only go so far or else we're going to fall off this bitch, all right? We got to stay within the bounds. That's how our beliefs are created. But it wasn't until somebody really wanted to challenge that belief and say, well, I want to see for myself. I want to know, It was this want to explore things outside of just the information that was given to them. Once you really get into that exploration state and you go and you're meeting new people and you're reading new books and you're taking in new information, that's when you can really start to recondition these ideas that you might have, that you might be stuck in because they were fed to you, right? And so I really think about that. Like, that's how I really broken free of my patterns of that, is like getting out here and studying, man, and like learning and feeding my spirit, my mind, and my body with all kinds of different ideas. And so you want to get and explore as much as you can, right? Take in as many ideas as you can so that can help you really change your belief systems, or at least keep them as honest as possible by constantly challenging them, right? And so below that idea of exploration is asking yourself questions, really digging deep. If you ask yourself a question about, what do I think it takes to make money? Well, the answers that you tell yourself, right? If you ask yourself a question, a lot of times in your mind, you'll come up with an answer. Is it easy to make money? And you'll say, well, no. Well, why not? Well, because you got to rob, cheat, steal, whatever. You got to be born with it. Well, those are your beliefs, right? So it's the way you're answering these questions. And so you constantly question yourself, like, is there a God? Well, I don't know, Like, I can't prove it to you, but I guarantee you ask yourself that question enough, you're going to come up with an answer, right? And then if the answer that you come up with doesn't serve you, doesn't make you feel strong, doesn't make you feel powerful, doesn't manifest or make good vibrations within yourself, well, then keep asking yourself the question, right? Keep exploring and looking for new ideas. Guys, I just wanted to take you a little bit deeper in this video than just thoughts, right? You cannot keep thinking the law of attraction is just a binary, it's a very spiritual practice. It's a very spiritual essence. It's the fact that what you think is only part of the situation. It's what you really believe. Like, what are your subconscious beliefs, your paradigm, your view of the world, right? The way that you view yourself, the way that you view the world, the way that you view your situations, how grateful you are, or if you're in a low place or a high place, winning or losing. These are the things that are actually going to manifest your best life. If you truly believe that your best life is always being expressed from you at any given time, well, then guess what it is? Your best life is coming from you. But if you're still thinking that you have to get somewhere or be somewhere or do something to make these things happen for you, or if you're still seeing yourself, I'm in a low place, but I'm wanting to be at a high place, you're still not there yet in the sense of believing that you're already at a high place, So whatever your beliefs are is what's truly creating your reality. And so I just challenge you today to really explore those and really come up with some solid answers that empower you and help you to manifest the best vibrations you can so that you can attract the best things into your life. I hope this was informative or useful to you in some way, and at least I just know that I enjoyed spending this time with you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about something new. I love you so much. Peace.